It began with a single frame of forgotten footage, grainy, flickering images captured on an old camcorder found in the dusty attic of an abandoned house in Asheville, North Carolina. The tape, labeled simply Summer '02, had been sitting untouched for nearly 2 decades, its secrets buried beneath years of silence. But when a local filmmaker purchased the property to restore it, what he discovered would reopen one of the most haunting unsolved murder cases in the state's history. The video begins innocently: 4 college friends, Lindsay Carver, Mark Douglas, Rachel Hines, and Evan Scott, laughing as they hike through the dense Blue Ridge Mountains. They were young, carefree, and full of plans. But the footage soon darkens, literally and emotionally. The final minutes show panic, muffled screams, and the camera jerking violently before cutting to black. What happened that night in July 2002 had puzzled investigators for years. Lindsay, a 21-year-old art student, was found dead near a ravine 5 miles from their cabin. The rest of the group claimed she wandered off after an argument and never came back. There were no clear signs of struggle, no DNA linking anyone to her death. The case went cold, gathering dust like the forgotten camcorder that would one day speak for her. The footage's rediscovery in 2022 reignited the case, and the horror. Detective Olivia Mendez, newly assigned to cold cases, spent hours restoring and analyzing every second. What she saw changed everything. In the last visible moments, Lindsay is crying, whispering, "Stop filming me, Mark." Then, faintly, another voice, Rachel's, says, "She's going to ruin everything." The camera turns toward the trees, and a shadowy figure rushes past before the screen cuts to static. The team used modern AI-enhanced video reconstruction and lip-reading technology to clarify the muffled dialogue. What had once been unintelligible was now disturbingly clear. The argument wasn't about a broken friendship, it was about a secret affair between Lindsay and Rachel's boyfriend, Mark. When Mendez re-examined the 2002 witness statements, inconsistencies jumped out. Mark had said he last saw Lindsay near the fire pit. Rachel claimed Lindsay went to cool off by the creek. Evan's statement was vague, claiming he fell asleep early. The contradictions, once overlooked, now screamed deception. The investigation became a race against time, as rumors spread across Asheville and social media lit up with the hashtag #LindsayTape. Forensic experts reconstructed the original scene using drone mapping and digital modeling, aligning it with the terrain shown in the footage. Shockingly, one frame revealed Lindsay running toward the ravine, while 2 figures followed behind. Using AI facial recognition, detectives confirmed that one of those figures was indeed Rachel. The other? When questioned again, both denied involvement, claiming the video was edited and that Lindsay always liked to dramatize things. But Mendez wasn't buying it. She ordered a new analysis of the soil on Lindsay's clothing, something that hadn't been possible 20 years earlier. Traces of a rare type of industrial resin used in construction were found. Cross-referencing property records from 2002 revealed that Mark's family company had been renovating cabins in that same area that summer. The evidence, though circumstantial, was building a noose. Tension escalated when another tape was found in the same attic weeks later, this one unlabeled. On it, the group is seen drinking heavily around a campfire. Lindsay appears uneasy, saying, "I just want to go home." Mark laughs and replies, "Not yet. You owe us a story." The camera pans to Rachel, who stares coldly into the lens, murmuring, "She's not leaving." Moments later, a scuffle breaks out, and the camera drops to the ground, showing only boots and the flicker of flames. This footage was enough to secure a search warrant. Detectives uncovered an old backpack hidden in the crawlspace of Mark's late father's property. Inside were Lindsay's missing necklace, a stained sweatshirt, and a roll of undeveloped 35mm film. When processed, the photos showed Lindsay with bruises on her arm and a terrified expression, taken the same night she died. The truth, buried for decades, was finally emerging. Under interrogation, Mark cracked first. He confessed that Lindsay had confronted Rachel about the affair and threatened to tell Mark's parents, who funded their education. Drunk and enraged, Rachel pushed her near the ravine, and when Lindsay slipped, Mark tried to pull her back, but she fell. They panicked, staged it as an accident, and dumped her belongings to mislead investigators. But what they didn't realize was that Evan had captured everything on tape. Terrified and guilt-ridden, Evan disappeared shortly after graduation and was later found dead in an apparent overdose in 2004. The secret he kept had died with him, or so they thought. The footage he recorded became his final testimony. When the case went to trial in 2024, the courtroom was packed. The haunting footage played on the screen, grainy images of laughter turning to screams, friendship dissolving into betrayal. Rachel sat motionless as her own voice echoed through the speakers, "She's not leaving." The jury took less than 5 hours to convict her of second-degree murder and Mark of manslaughter and obstruction of justice. Rachel was sentenced to 25 years in prison, Mark to 12. The verdict brought relief but also heartbreak. Lindsay's parents, now in their 70s, wept as they addressed the court. "We waited 20 years to hear the truth. It came from the one place we never expected, a camera." In Asheville, the case became a national fascination. True crime podcasts dissected every frame, and documentaries revisited how technology resurrected justice for Lindsay Carver. The attic where the tapes were found became an eerie pilgrimage site for amateur sleuths. Yet Detective Mendez admitted that one question still haunts her. The footage ends abruptly, but just before it cuts, a whisper can be heard, "Don't let them see." Audio experts debated who said it. Some believe it was Evan, others think it was Rachel warning Mark. To this day, no one knows for sure. The legacy of the case extends beyond the courtroom. It reshaped how cold cases are handled in the digital age, showing that forgotten media, home videos, voicemail tapes, even early phone recordings, can hold keys to the past. The police department launched a Project Archive Justice, re-examining hundreds of unsolved crimes through modern video forensics. In the words of Detective Mendez, every pixel tells a story. Sometimes, justice just needs the right lens. But for those who knew Lindsay, closure remains bittersweet. Her best friend from childhood, now a mother herself, placed flowers at the old ravine and said to local reporters, "We always thought she just vanished." Turns out she was never lost, just waiting to be found. And perhaps the most chilling part? When Mendez reviewed the final seconds of the tape again, enhanced through AI stabilization, she noticed something she hadn't before. After the scream, after the static, there was one faint image, a face reflected in the lens. A man older, what? Experts couldn't identify him. The tape, it seems, had one last secret left to tell. This case, tragic, haunting, and unforgettable, remains a reminder that truth doesn't fade with time, it only waits for light. Sometimes, all it takes is one lost tape to bring ghosts back to life.
Welcome to Hidden Files, where every crime has a story, and every story hides the truth.